Hey, what's going on YouTube? TR Bailey 823 here with
Aden Cunningham, aka best hair in the game, aka soy boy, I guess.
Alright, what'd you do today, man?
So I got 39th at the Charlotte Regionals with Golisopod Zoroark. There was a mistake with my registration. So when I got here, I wasn't on the roster, and I had to re-register and got a match 1 loss, and that was my only loss in Swiss. My final record was 6-1-2. So out of the 8 games that I got to play, I won 6 of them, and I unfortunately tied the other 2.
That is unfortunate. Alright, man, let's check out the spice.
Okay, so this is Zoroark Golisopod. Very similar to what Russell Lepar played in Collinsville. 4-4 Zoroark, it's your draw engine, it's a really good attacker. Usually on like a first turn Bridget, I would go for a couple Zoruas and some Wimpods. So you really need to set up the Zoroark to get your deck going and to like outgrind your opponent. I played a 3-2 Wimpod Golisopod. Golisopod is really good. It's bulky, you can armor press, and it's really hard to 2-shot in the mirror match. Crossing Cut can 1-shot a Lele, which this deck doesn't really have too many 1-shot options, so that's always a good 2 prizes. I got the Mew EX for the Buzzwall matchup. I got the Coco for mainly the free retreat to set up first impressions, but also if you can spread for a couple turns, you can start cleaning up knockouts with either Zoroark or Golisopod. Coco is also really good against Ho-Oh Kiawe. Flying Flip can hit for 100 if you have a choice band against a Ho-Oh, and it will help you 2-shot them for a 1-prizer. I got 3 Lele's for consistency, and Lele was actually a really good attacker in a lot of the matchups. I could set up 2 shots and then Acerola back to my hand for a supporter next turn. I got a Rangaroo. When I first started building this, Rangaroo was my first cut, and then I watched some like mill decks at Elite Cup, and I decided to put a Rangaroo back in. But it wasn't just there for the mills, it was also there to throw like double puzzles back into my deck on off turns so I could have more longevity. 4 Ultra Balls, 4 puzzles. Puzzle is like amazing in Zoroark because you can like reuse all your 1-ofs. 3 Field Blowers because I didn't want to lose to Garb, and then I didn't see any Garb. So I could definitely see cutting 1 Field Blower. I was using it, I was discarding it with trade a lot. 2 Enhanced Hammers. A lot of lists were only playing 1, and the 2 was really good because at the beginning of the game, I had like 1 match, and I discarded the Enhanced Hammer for a trade, and then the guy got confident that I didn't have another one, so I got to sneak another one and set him back a turn on attachments. Max Potion is really good because you can heal and Guzma in the same turn. So in the mirror match, you can Max Potion, heal off your Zoroark or your Golisopod, and then Guzma out their damaged one to take 2 prizes, and then they can't really respond with anything super aggressive. I got 4 ends because I don't want to ever discard anything in this deck because everything is a fairly valuable resource. And you can end your opponent low and then just start trading up to a huge hand size. I got 4 Guzma to bring up stuff and knock it out. Guzma's a really good switching card. Set up first impressions. Start knocking out Lele's with Crossing Cut. I got 3 Bridget, so I can always hit it turn 1. I got 2 Acerolas to heal and make sure that I win the 2-shot game. I'd seen some decks cut from 2 to 1, but I didn't want to do. I didn't want to risk anything because I expected this deck to be the most popular, so I wanted to have my deck be the most consistent form of this. Cynthia, I don't run Sycamore in this deck because I don't want to like get rid of things before I have to. Cynthia's the second best draw supporter. I got 2 parallels, mainly for the mirror match. Limit their bench, or parallel yourself and get rid of a damaged Pokemon so they can't take knockout next turn. Choice Band kind of mitigates the -20 on parallel, so you can always 2-shot. 1 Float Stone. The Float Stone was really good to set up Mew plays where I could bridge it, and then Float Stone my active, put the Mew up, and copyright is beating to knock out a Buzzwole. I got 4 double colorless and 3 grass. A lot of people are playing 4 grass, but I never found an issue with only having 3. I thought it was fairly consistent. I was mainly attacking with Zoroark yesterday, so I'm very happy, and I think this is a good list. I know Russell Lapar was playing something very similar to this, and I can't really take much credit for it because I basically copied his list and made 2 cuts. So shout out to him. He's A1.
So my only question would be, what made you decide to play 4 in and 2 Cynthia instead of like maybe flipping those?
I wanted to play N to lower my opponent's hand size because this deck has incredible comeback potential. If you have a slower start, well, you will always have a slower start than your opponent. So there will be times, like there was one match that I was playing against a Buzzwole Lycanroc, and they took 3 prizes before I did any damage to them, and then I just ended them low and put the pressure on them so I could end. They would go down to 3 cards in hand, and then I would be able to do all of my shenanigans during my turn, and they wouldn't be able to respond as fast. So it's mainly to slow down my opponent.
Okay, I gotcha. I understand. Is there any other interesting stories besides, you having to take the round 1 L for, the great organization took place here at this event?
Yeah, so round 8, I was 5-1-1. I needed to win round 8 and 9 to day 2. My opponent had the same record as me, and we were playing the mirror match. And the mirror match is honestly just awful, and I never want to play another mirror match. It's super grindy. There's just like Acerola, Max Potion, Double Puzzle, Enhanced Hammer. It's not a lot of fun, and the games take a really long time. But I wasn't able to set up well in game 1. And in game 2, I was able to set up well, and he started slow playing me, and I ended up ripping like Guzma for game right as time was called. So there was no way that we were going to be able to finish a game 3. And he and his friend tried to intimidate me into doing a coin flip to see who won, so one of us could make day 2, which is against the rules and is you can get disqualified for that. I didn't know that at the time, but I was very. It pissed me off that he would have his friend come over and try to intimidate me. So that was probably the most interesting story.
For sure. Well, hey man, I really appreciate you taking the time out to look over the deck with me, and congratulations. How many points do you have this season?
That is a great question, and I honestly wish I knew the answer to that. I got points in Memphis. I'm not sure how many. I have a couple top 8 League Cup finishes and a League Cup win and a League Challenge win. And I don't know how many points I got yesterday, but I got top 64 points, whatever that is. So if I had to estimate, I would say roughly like 200 maybe.
Well, hopefully that's the case, because you're about halfway there. If that's the case, you're about halfway there then.
Right.
With about half the season to go, so.
I hope so. I hope I can do well at some more events and maybe win some more cups, because I really want to go to Worlds.
We'll see that pink hair at the top tables next time.
You can't miss the hair.
All right. Well, once again, Aden, thanks a lot for your time, and we appreciate it. And congratulations on your achievement today at the event and yesterday. Well, it was actually all yesterday.
Right.
Should have been and today, but
yeah. Usually, winning 6 games and getting 2 ties would put you at day 2, but unfortunately, the computer's messed up. But follow me on Twitter. I'm pretty sure my Twitter is at Aden Cunningham, ADENCUNNINGHAM. Send me a friend request on Facebook, and I'm about to launch a YouTube channel called Soyboy TCG, SOIBOI. And thank you to DeBomb Graphics for sponsoring me. We do custom mats, custom dice, custom deck boxes, t-shirts. Unfortunately, the mat material that they ordered in got delayed, so I didn't get to use my mat at this event, but at future events, I'm going to be rocking a custom Soyboy mat.
Awesome. And I'll leave all the links in the description below so you guys can check it out. I'll make it a little bit more convenient for you. No need to type in the taskbar. All right. Well, thanks a lot, and we'll check you next time.
You're welcome.